Hey guys, I'm Ryan Lucia. I'm the owner of Air and Overhead Doors and Such Media here in Buford, Georgia. And we are doing a show called Committed to Culture, which is what you're watching now. And I just wanted to let you guys know that what you're gonna get out of this is behind the scenes of us trying to make the best place to work. That's one of my biggest goals in life, is to have a best place to work. We called it Committed to Culture because we do believe that there's a certain level of commitment that goes into a culture like what we're trying to create. And we hope that you follow along. You're gonna see the good, you're gonna see the bad. We hope you enjoy. Before we get into the show, check out this message from our sponsor. Hey guys, I just want to give a shout out to the Genie Company for sponsoring the show, because without them it wouldn't be possible. They have really done a good job of helping support all the things that we try to do here at Such Media. And so there's a couple things I want to just make sure you're aware of. My favorite thing about Genie is the customer service, the communication, and the distribution, because those things are important to me. But there's two things that when talking to them, they felt like would be important. Number one is their home automation partnerships. It's growing every day and they're being more innovative and they are moving fast in this field. So I definitely want you to check those out. And then also the wide array of products. We just actually, we're in our training center, got the 4124 here to install and play with. It's not a motor that we were familiar with because we installed the 3120 HB, but we're trying to mix it up a little bit. We've been talking to our rep for over a year about this model and we love it. So we're actually just placed an order for the new 4124s and you will notice that there's a lot of options on this thing. So you can go from like builder grade all the way up to like Mac Daddy. And there's some features about the 4124 that's unique to just about any other opener. So make sure you check out their wide array of offerings with different motors.
Celebrating Cinco de Mayo with our team. We would bring margaritas in, but I don't think it was allowed. But just having fun, getting a start out to the day.
Brent's going on a field trip with his kids today, or one of the kids today. He's got like 7 if y'all didn't know. The commercial is going out to Puya to install a sheet door and a Pantheon. What are we doing back out at Joel today, taking that section?
Yeah, because figured out that it wasn't really the bottom roper, because you know you could usually put the door down a little more. It's still hitting that header, so it won't allow it to go down anymore. So the bottom roper didn't help at all, swapping it out. So okay. I kind of measured it. I was thinking if we put the 6.9 section in, it might just miss everything just like perfectly and then still catch that trim.
Chris is going out to Fairburn. Oh, you're going to do the 2 motors? So I need to pull you 2 3120s. Do we have notes of how big those doors are? I guess we do. We sold them to him.
What up?
Better late than never. The commercial sales meeting. Joyce M, 5-star review, said quick and efficient, would call again. Don't know whose that was. Rosa Smith, 5 stars, 15 hours ago. I had the most amazing experience with this company. Friendly service from the office staff to the technician who serviced our door. I will definitely use them again and recommend them to everyone. Thank you so much, Aaron over at Doors.
No, we need to hold her to that because she did say recommend to everyone.
She's gonna everyone. So if she walks past somebody,
she should recommend it.
If she calls her plumber to get some plumbing services, she should tell him.
Yeah.
Andrew Hines, 5-star. Christopher is a respectful and all-around great tech. He called to let me know he was on his way and arrived on time. It is rare to have a person concerned about resolving a customer's issue with such humility and genuineness. There were so many other words she could have used to make my life a little easier there. Chris is the template all organizations should use to hire top-notch employees.
Hey, how much did you pay her, bro?
Dude, your reviews come in like deep.
They do.
Because of Chris, I will think of no other company to purchase and or install a garage door opener. Super pleased with his work and the quality and time in which he performed it. I will definitely recommend this group to my friends because of Chris.
Chris wrote it.
I was gonna say, hand me your phone real quick.
All right. What he didn't tell you, he did a motor for his mom yesterday.
Yeah.
Good job, fellas.
That's nice.
And ladies.
And ladies.
Got a shout out on one of those.
Yep.
I wish my name was in
Office staff.
it, but it doesn't do it.
Guys, y'all gotta let them know if Bree or Chad, like, please mention Bree or Chad, whichever one took your call.
Yeah.
They like the shout out.
It didn't start with me, it started with them.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. Right?
Dang.
Okay,
That's deep.
okay.
Chris could probably get somebody to put
Yeah,
that
you're
in.
right. Come on, Chris. Come on.
I have to admit, I've fallen behind a little bit on the book. I was reading at the doctor yesterday, and I'm reading every chance I get. Just try to keep up with it, and I'm gonna try to get caught up this week, and I'll post another video of just the highlights and stuff that I want to make sure that we pinpoint. I really want to buckle down and finish this and get us through it, so we can do the exercise of everybody identifying their why, and then us, collectively doing the same thing for the company. I think it's important. I don't want to lose steam. My travels last week kind of messed me up a little bit. As soon as I got back, my wife left.
Not for good.
No.
She's coming back.
Maybe.
Yeah, she might enjoy Florida too much.
Yeah. My life's flipped upside down right now.
Last one to leave, please come back here and lock all the doors. We left the dock door open last night. It's a weird scenario. Warehouse guy, me, left at 12 o'clock yesterday, so I have to leave it cracked for deliveries, but whoever leaves last, check the doors. Even if you're not office staff, if you're here after 5 and you see something open, it probably needs to be shut. Not to call y'all out, but I'm gonna call y'all out. Commercial guys, when you take stuff, take the pallet with it. Go put it in the trash or something. Let's not have that's somebody else's job mentality, because then it becomes my job and I don't want it. We'll get in good habits where when the next guy comes in, he doesn't want to quit after 4 days.
And speaking of which, I can say this. We love referrals, right, for new employees. There's a high probability that we could bring Chad over here to work the warehouse for Milton, but that leaves us an opening at Milton that we have to figure out. If you guys know anyone, we're looking for someone who's got customer service experience, outgoing, can carry on a conversation, answer phones, do dispatch, male or female, doesn't matter. We don't discriminate. It would be really nice if they had some experience in retail or fashion, design, stuff like that, interior design, whatever. Just be able to have some conversation about design trends, the doors that we have there, enough to be able to hand them off to a design consultant. If you guys know anyone, please let me know.
In fact, we're not going to cut corners to fill it, but the sooner that's filled, the sooner we can get a warehouse guy here. So please help. No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Today is the last day for open enrollment for benefits. So if you have not filled it out, please feel free to see me after the meeting if you have any questions. But we have to get it filled out today for the team, for the company.
Listen, y'all, I'm sorry. Like, it's not us. The bigger we get, the more people we have that contribute to the health insurance, the better the rates will get long term. But every year, you're seeing double digits increases year over year. So this year was 18% over last year. Genuinely sorry. Tisha does a phenomenal job of doing the research and finding plans and stuff. I want everybody to use ours, but I understand. So you do have options, but you got to make that decision.
But that's all I've got. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah. 12 years ago, my wife was pushing a baby out in 10 minutes almost.
Really?
Yeah. Today's my son's birthday.
Your oldest?
Youngest. Pancake walked in and we had to hide the blender really fast.
Well, let's turn this off then.
Yeah. Camera off. Love y'all.
Back. Here second. I gotta turn on the sexy filter. There we go.
I am Josh Taylor. I'm the general manager here at Aaron Overhead Doors. Kind of run the day-to-day operations and put on some extra hats if I need to. Definitely a lot of learning went on there. I love seeing new products, things like that. I did kind of expect a little more, to be honest, but I think with some obstacles going on, it didn't surprise me that it was the way it was, but the ones who showed up definitely took full advantage of it, so. I did some access control stuff. Optex has some really cool sensors and presence and that offer presence and motion, so people are starting to tap into that game a little bit better as far as not just having, you have to use this, you have to use that. So Optex has showed out good on that. Horman's not gonna like me saying this. BMP came out with a spiral door that was really nice, that was impressive. And then Horman showed off their new rubber door. And then to be able to see Martin's full view glass door that is made out of steel and looks like wood grain was freaking awesome to be able to see something we're now offering. So that was nice. That was freaking amazing, man. That was something that most people don't get to do. That was breathtaking. The business model behind that dude, he blew it out of the park with that one. That was pretty cool. The fact that you gave it a theme was even cooler, and then to go mobster in Vegas, so you did good with that one. Actually, the biggest thing that stood out is just the camaraderie between people in this industry. You look at your local markets and it's like nobody gets along. You venture out and you realize, dude, we're all in this for the same goal and we can learn from each other. So I'm sure all the wives that were there were probably like, shut up talking about doors, but you can't help it when you're passionate about something. So just to float around and see all the conversations of guys learning from each other and picking each other's brain was cool as hell. So I would and I wouldn't. There's two sides of that. If you're completely content and you don't care to grow and expand and just evolve into somebody that always provides the biggest, the best, the newest, then fine, stay at home and install your doors. Like, that's cool. The people that are like, oh yeah, new product, wow, how am I gonna sell a $2,000 cost door? Maybe you should just stay at home. But the people that are constantly looking, they wanna make those connections and they wanna sell the best product, the newest product, and stay ahead of the game, definitely go.
What about the fire?
Oh yeah, she was amazing. She's talented. And I don't know how she didn't set her hair on fire. It took time. I don't know, I like to fix things. I like to build things. Tangible items and non-tangible. So yeah, it took some time to realize like, okay, we're good. We're good. But at first it was like, well, good or not, you gotta make this shit work now. So, but it's been one hell of a ride. It's been awesome. Keeping up with you. That part's actually been fun though. The keeping up with you part. Yeah, understatement there. I came from kind of like a one single part of the industry. So adapting to different mindsets, different people, different departments, that was challenging. You know, realizing that everybody's not the blue collar, thick skinned, yell at me to get me to do stuff kind of thing. And that's been actually huge for me as a person to adapt to how other people think and how other people need to be treated for good responses and things like that. That's been a big hurdle to overcome, but it's been a fun one to overcome. I didn't know what to expect other than a little bit of what you had told me about your experience, which come to find out it's a complete 180 from what it used to be. Seeing other people following their passion of professionalism in their careers was awesome because I've been in the same industry since I was 15 years old for the most part. I mean, I've dipped out into other things here and there, but to see other mindsets and other goals and how people chase their goals compared to how I chase mine, I'm pretty sure all 37 people in that class probably could say that they're doing things a little different now after just not even the class itself, but just being around different mindsets of people. And then of course the speakers were great. They are really good. Even some of the things I've now set as the new norm were things I always kind of knew, but I didn't have the confidence to actually just make them happen because I didn't know if they were right or wrong. And now after learning all of what I've learned through that, I just implemented them because the whole time I should have done it. I've always kind of asked myself, why am I doing anything I do? So that just blows it out of out of the world and makes it a whole different, broader, deeper look into it. So I actually love the book. After reading through it, I've learned that what you think your why is now, you can probably discover that it's not fully what you meant it to be. And you look back and you think, wow, this is actually was my goal all along, and I thought this was my why. This is my actual why. So don't get too caught up in what you think it is right now, because it's definitely going to change or evolve.
What would you say you do here?
Giving back to our people, pouring into our people, treating them as people, not just money makers. This is all one big dream of all of us. Maybe we look at it a few different directions, but showing your people that you actually care culture became such a cliche word that everybody said they had a great culture. But 9 times out of 10, you probably couldn't explain to me, why is yours great? What are you doing to make it great? But we actually care. So showing that care to the people just comes back to you tenfold. So I think first you have to look at how you're caring. What are you doing? What are you doing that makes you think you care? You may think it, like you may know it in your heart, but are you providing it to your people? So first look at yourself. Are you really doing everything you can to show these people you care? And then you got to look at it from the other side. Not everybody is the right people. That sentence may not have made much sense, but in my head it made sense. You will bring on people in your business that aren't good for your business. Getting rid of those culture killers, is what I call them, is not going to be easy. The best thing to do is nip it in the butt quick. Don't give them all you can, and if that's not phasing it, you've got to flush them out of there before they hurt everything else. Because if you're allowing that to stay, then it doesn't matter what you do on a daily basis, culture is going to be in the tank the whole time. I think in all business, you took this leap to start your business. Now there's going to be times where you got to face the hard step backs, and we went through this. We got rid of some people, lost some people. I got back in a truck. Ryan got back in a truck. And I know the mentality is work on your business, not in it. There's going to be times where you have to take that step back, because you going in a truck for 30, 60 days until you find somebody, 90 days even, that's what you got to do for your business. Don't make it a long-term goal. But if it means you got to get out there and you got to get back in the trenches, if you really give a damn about your culture, you'll do it. Look at yourself first. How can you make it better? Just because somebody's coming in with sour attitudes and things of that nature, don't always go to that person first and go, what is your problem? Look at yourself and ask yourself what your problem is first. But you gotta not want easy. Like, that's literally why they say most people are doing the easy route. It's just that, it's easier. Why try to pour into people? Why go out of your way to go meet up with a guy on a job site? I got too much going on. And I can probably explain how your culture looks if that's the way you do things. And you got to actually have the want. Like, it puts a smile on my face, the employee's face, when you go above and beyond. Yes, it adds another task to your day, but damn, is it worth it. Just give a damn to be one hell of, like, not the biggest, but the best in every aspect, not just what we do for a living, but just as people. You surround yourself with a group of people that constantly wants to better themselves, you can't help but freaking love it and want to stay with it.
Hey guys, thank you for following along with our journey on Committed to Culture here on YouTube. We really appreciate everybody liking, subscribing, following along. We're getting some amazing feedback from everybody. We're really trying to do a better job of telling a story, and our goal with everything is to educate and entertain. So we feel like we're doing that, but it's a little scattered. So we're working really hard on trying to create a little bit more of a narrative and have a theme. And so it's just hard because we don't want it to be like overproduced. We want it to have that raw feel that, you know, you're here and you're kind of seeing behind the scenes. So we're trying to maintain that while also having a theme so that it's enjoyable and something you can learn from and take away. But on our journey to culture being the best possible culture that it can be, it's not always good, and we're trying to get more of the bad involved too, which is very difficult because a lot of times that doesn't happen when the cameraman's around. but we're working on it. We want to document as much as we possibly can and share how we handled certain situations. And we'll probably have more of this type of narrative where we're talking about some of the challenges. So I'm doing a little bit more traveling, but this next episode that you're going to see is going to be us, our team, celebrating an amazing first quarter in a lot of different ways. They're going to Top Golf and Pancake. Our videographer went there and got some good footage and some good feedback. And we also got some interviews with employees. And so we hope you're enjoying it. Make sure, though, that you subscribe and like the video, because if you do that, it helps the algorithm get us more views. We want to try to spread this message throughout all industries, not just the door industry. So anyway, we really appreciate you following along and all the feedback we've gotten through social media and the text messages. I really appreciate that as well, because this is a huge investment for us, both monetarily as well as a team. Everyone's starting to get a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera, so you should start to see us be more of ourselves. So that's what we're working towards, and just try to have that true, transparent, like real behind the scenes. So we hope you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, hit the bell, and you'll get notified when we upload another one. By the way, we're uploading 2 a month. It's gonna be the 15th, the last day of every month. And yeah, we hope you enjoy it. Thanks.